I have a few questions for you.
Are you interested in getting the best gas mileage you can? Are you concerned that the price of gas will rise to exorbitant costs again? Are you interested in living a cleaner, more environmentally friendly life?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, please continue listening to my speech about why ethanol is a poor choice to end our nation's dependence on foreign oil. I am a driver concerned with getting the best gas mileage I can. I am also a driver concerned that the cost of fuel will increase beyond my means. But most importantly, I am a mother concerned with doing my part to leave my children a cleaner world. For these reasons and many more, I started doing research on ethanol. Some of you may not be familiar with ethanol. Ethanol is a fuel that can be made from various plant materials.
However, 95% of ethanol is produced from corn.
In fact, nearly half of all U.S. gasoline contains up to 10% ethanol. In President Bush's January 2007 State of the Union address, he called for alternative fuels to make up 20% of the U.S. fuel supply by 2017. With initiatives like this and others, the problem with ethanol's gas mileage efficiency, problems with distribution which raise the price, and the ever-growing environmental concerns are more and more evident. I will first discuss the undeniable poor gas mileage associated with ethanol. Both ethanol supporters and opponents agree that ethanol reduces gas mileage because of its lower energy content. FuelEconomy.gov confirms a 20 to 30% drop in gas mileage with the use of ethanol.
We will use 23 miles per gallon as an average. We will add 5 miles per gallon to estimate highway gas mileage, and we'll subtract 5 miles per gallon to estimate city gas mileage. That will give us 28 highway miles per gallon, 23 average, and 17 city mile per gallon average. We'll use a 25% fuel efficiency deficit, which is the median of the FuelEconomy.gov's 20 to 30% drop. Using these numbers, a 28 mile per gallon average for highway driving with a 25% fuel efficiency deficit would make your average highway driving miles per gallon drop to 21 miles per gallon. A 23 mile per gallon average with a 25% fuel efficiency deficit would make your average miles per gallon drop to 17.25. And a 17 mile per gallon average for city driving, which is what most of us do day in and day out, with a 25% fuel efficiency deficit would make your average city driving miles per gallon drop to 12.75.
While the poor gas mileage associated with ethanol is a clear and easy-to-find fact, the problems surrounding distribution require more explanation. Ethanol producers face several distribution challenges which in turn raise the cost to us. According to the Alternative Fuels and Advanced Vehicles Data Center, most ethanol plants are located in the Midwest, while the highest gasoline consumption is along the East and West Coasts.
Here is a slide with ethanol biorefineries in the states. As you can see, the majority of them are located in the Midwest.
Most ethanol plants distribute their fuel by truck and rail, which is expensive, raises the cost, and has a high risk of accidents during shipment.
Here's a schematic of rail and truck ethanol distribution. It starts out at the farms, goes to the co-op, and then is trucked to the ethanol plant or biorefinery. Then it goes either one of two ways, via rail to the terminal for fuel blendage and storage, or via truck to a terminal for fuel blendage and storage. At the terminal for fuel blendage and storage, it is then trucked out to the individual gasoline retail outlets.
The least expensive distribution would be via pipeline. However, there are issues concerning pipeline transport. Ethanol absorbs water and gasoline doesn't. Therefore, existing petroleum pipelines cannot be used, and with ethanol-exclusive pipelines, greater maintenance would be required to keep the water out of it. Ethanol is also corrosive, which can shorten the life of the pipeline and require greater maintenance and repair. In addition to the poor gas mileage associated with ethanol, as well as the distribution challenges, I feel the biggest concern with ethanol are the environmental concerns. There are several environmental concerns with the production, use, and farming necessary to manufacture ethanol. The production of ethanol releases volatile toxins. According to ConsumerReports.org, standard emissions testing equipment is not designed to measure aldehydes and peroxyl nitrates called PAN, both of which are harmfully emitted. Many of the proposed new ethanol facilities burn coal for power, creating more pollution to in turn create a so-called cleaner fuel. As with production, while ethanol use may release less carbon monoxide, which is regulated and monitored, it releases more organic compounds, hydrocarbons, and nitrogen oxides, which are not currently monitored or regulated. The farming necessary to grow the corn ethanol is made from creates its own environmental concerns. According to an article on EnergyJustice.net, of all the crops grown in the U.S., corn requires the most herbicides, insecticides, and fertilizers of any crop in the U.S., while it in turn creates the most soil erosion.
Soil is being lost from corn plantations about 12 times faster than it is being rebuilt, and there are also wetlands being drained to produce surplus corn.
For every 1 gallon of ethanol produced, a typical ethanol plant consumes 3.5 to 6 gallons of water and produces 12 gallons of sewage-like effluent during the fermentation and distillation process. Elizabeth Marshall, senior economist at the World Resource Institute, in a February 2007 NPR show, estimated that producing 15 billion gallons of corn ethanol, which is half of President Bush's 2017 goal, would raise greenhouse emissions by 8%. In conclusion, with ad campaigns like
Live Green, Go Yellow, sponsored by GM,
it is easy to be swayed by the hype that ethanol is a cost-effective solution to living a greener life free from the dependence of foreign oil. I hope that I have shown you the problem with ethanol's gas mileage efficiency, problems with the distribution which increase the price, and the ever-growing environmental concerns surrounding ethanol make it a poor choice to end our nation's dependence on foreign oil.